That's
Like,
cool.
you can't hear that?
Nah.
It's
Are we
terrible of
live?
you.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, it's
live. All
on.
right. Yeah, great. Just go. Turn it off. Let's go. Welcome
Turn
to the
it
visitor
off?
sec. Welcome to the visitor section. Say it.
Hold on.
Or my house burns down.
This is all new to me.
It's new to the people at home who can't hear it either, and I'm sure they're thrilled.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just go.
welcome to the visitor section. It's your host, Josh Hastings, and Mike Erwin. It's been a while. It's been 1 day plus since the last time we saw it. I'm in my makeshift studio, and so is Mike, drinking from the football cups. So, that's that.
Oh.
I don't want that. So, welcome.
I
What'd you think, Mike?
think I'm having a bad day, Josh.
I think so, too. Why are you having a bad day?
As the people at home might notice when I talk, the lights flicker. It's not so much flicker as they surge. So.
Hmm.
I mean, everybody knows that we've been kind of going through some growing pains here at the visitor section.
Yeah, this is new to us and new to everybody else, so
Yeah, last
we'll
week
figure it out.
I kind of got on to Brian about the general studio. My area in particular still looks like crap. I have to give it to him. At least he's attempting to clean it up, and I think that's kind of why the lights are flashing behind me.
Look at this. Look at this. Look what Brian put up for me. What? Brian, don't throw these things at me.
Well, I mean, I don't understand why there's this huge disparity between you and me. Like, my portion of the studio clearly looks like crap every week.
It does. I think he pisses in the corner.
Yours looks better every time I see you. So that's great.
That's because, I put in the time to the friendship we have.
I don't think buying that guy another can of primer for his Camaro.
That one day it's gonna look nice. It's he has the vision of metallic blue.
Well, it's only a vision right now because those doors are different colors.
Yeah.
And until they're not, I don't want him to talk about it. And I think next week I'll probably be broadcasting from inside a toilet if he keeps up the.
Ooh, a toilet.
We've done it before here on the visitor section. We're not afraid.
I'm not afraid.
So tell me about your day, Josh.
My day? Did I get muted? No,
Were you typing?
It's just said you typing. No. My day was actually pretty good. I went to work, the day job, at the other studio, and AKA Fantasy Lab. Everybody's bitching and groaning and moaning, and I understand. I don't think there's an actual person that did well in fantasy, unless they're your opponents and not very verbal. What about the pick'em? We did a pick'em. We threw a little ESPN pick'em together, didn't we? How'd you do on that?
I don't know. You should tell me. I have no idea.
You don't know?
I lost.
We're doing
the
a
Broncos
visitor
game.
section pick'em.
Yeah, I'm clearly very invested in it.
Clearly you don't even. I mean, Brian sent the thing like 20 times.
Yeah, but Brian sends it to me at like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm not awake at 1 in the morning. Like I am now because Brian sent it to me.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Brian is our producer, and if you haven't listened to a visitor section before, you can do so. And it's just Google it, you'll find it really easy.
He's really been pushing to get when we do the Mike and Josh and Mike show or whatever.
Yeah.
He's been pushing to get some credits on that, and I keep trying to explain to him that's not his show.
Not.
He's still bothering. Like, still bothers me about that paycheck, and I keep telling him that he needs to talk to you.
Right. I've been paying the guy. I don't know what's going on there.
That's weird.
I don't
know. Yeah, fantasy football sucks, Josh, and I kind of hate you. I kind of hate you.
Don't blame me.
No, I hate you. It's your fault.
No, it's not my fault, first of all. That is totally your fault. You chose to do it. I was trying to separate and divide and limit my teams down to one team. And here comes Mike What to do? I got $75.
Well, first of all, I didn't have $75.
Well, I guess I got to send that to you, right?
No, especially not to lose in
Right.
fantasy football. I don't know what happened, because the thing is, like, I know about football generally. Like, I know, like,
Yeah.
who's good, who's not good.
Right.
When I pick guys when I was doing the draft,
Mm-hmm.
everybody be like, "Wow, that was an incredible pick!" Like, they would just stop and they would think about it and they'd go, "I never would have thought to do that.
Yeah.
That was such a good pick." And you know what? All those good picks, they didn't do anything.
Well,
They
you
just-
don't want. You know what? I'll give this piece of advice. You don't win your league week 1. You can't carry those points over to the next week. Just leave this one. Just put it in
Mhm.
some sort of lock that shit down, Mike, and just let week 1 go out the window.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with it because all the guys I'm playing with, I work with.
Oh, so
And
they're gonna let you know every minute of every day.
it's kind of a catch-22 situation where all my guys are bad,
Mm-hmm.
and all the guys I'm playing are my bosses. And so it's like, even if
Well-
I do win,
Well,
you know.
I mean, maybe it's like, oh, they'll feel sorry for you, give you stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna feel so sorry for me, week after week, with this wonderful team. You know what I did? I did something that maybe I thought. People talk about handcuffs, right? They say, hey, if you're
I don't
you're
believe
gonna,
in that shit.
well, Tate's not a bad handcuff. That way you're covered. That way you're covered. So what I did,
waste a roster spot.
yeah, but what I did was I handcuffed myself with Richardsons. So I went out and got 2 Richardsons, and I got about like 12 points out of the 2 of them. Like, it was.
Don't let week 1 defer, man. Don't let that happen.
I don't know what I'm gonna
It's
do
a
every week.
wacky ass week, and we're gonna talk about it. That's what we do here at the visitor section piece. In case people forgot, not fantasy football. We talk about football games.
But
Mike?
let's just be fair though. Before we move on, if Peyton Manning throws 7 touchdowns
That's
every
not
week,
gonna happen.
how am I gonna win any games, Josh?
You can't, that is like in the poker. That would be like the guy just had pocket aces. Sometimes you just lose races, man. It happens. You just gotta accept it and know that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
I feel like I've been sprinting all day long. How come it's how does he do it? It's like your side, there's like air conditioning. There's like air blowing. I can like almost see stuff.
And he's got me this cool mug. Check this.
My side is like the center of the earth. It is so hot.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. We gotta get Brian on the audio version and get it over to the other channel, so the people that can't afford video these days.
Christ.
Video's hard to come by.
Yeah,
and,
that free video on YouTube.
It's free video on YouTube, and it's hard to get it going. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to get free video these days. Sorry. We need some shock mounts, Brian. That's next. So, dude, let's just rip this off. The Jets, the Jets, the Jets.
Yeah, you're gonna rip that off. You're gonna start early, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you about the New York Jets. let me tell you about. Sorry, this is difficult. The New York Jets didn't win that game.
You did not
Josh.
practice this in pre-production. No, you did not. You did not practice this at all.
Ugh. Let me tell you about the New York Jets. Just gonna get naked for you while we talk about
Get naked.
these New York Jets. The trick being that I don't believe that they actually won that game.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
It's weird. I watched the whole thing.
And they
Beginning to
won.
the end. And they won. Technically, it really on a technicality, my arms are stuck behind my head.
Brian, get him a forklift.
Not right. So at what point of the game did you think the Jets won the game? Could you explain that to me?
At no point. I felt like at no point were they winning at no point did they win. Look, we're not dumb Jets fans. We are probably the most logical Jet fans you're ever going to meet. We were the ones saying Sanchez sucks when everybody was stroking him off. We were the one that says, no, we don't want Santonio Holmes, and please trade Darrelle Revis. This makes sense.
Yes, we said these things, and at the time I meant them. Some people might even remember last season me just kind of really hammered at home week after week after week how I wanted them to lose all their games, and how to an outsider that might seem wrong to be to want your own team to lose. But the trick was, I thought if we lost enough games, we would get rid of Sanchez, we get rid of the coach, we get rid of the GM, we get rid of a lot of just general lazy scumbags we had that kind of built up over time.
Right, I understand.
And so they had a bad year. They got rid of a lot of those people, but they didn't get rid of all of them. And one of the hangers-on, of course, was Sanchez. But then Rex Ryan did a funny thing. He killed him. He killed him in preseason. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think he was going to...
What do you mean he killed him?
He talked to Geno before the game started. He said, hey, I want you to go play terrible. Just go be terrible. And then I'll pull you out, and I'll put Sanchez in there, and he'll get hurt, and then you'll get to take the team to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I thought at the time, I know there was a lot of criticism for it. No one thought that would work. But maybe he was onto something, Josh.
So what did you think of Geno?
I didn't think anything about Geno.
I mean, he didn't play terrible.
He didn't play good either. I mean, he was...
You know what he owns? He owns a record that you don't know about. I think he was like the first NFL rookie to ever go for pass over 250 yards and get a win in week 1.
What about Mark Sanchez? I think he has like the same exact record.
No, he does not. He does not have that record.
I thought Mark Sanchez had like 277 in his...
Well, it wasn't week 1, and he didn't win.
Yeah, he did. He did.
We're looking it up.
Look it up, because what I thought you were going to say was that
Brian, get that shit on there and look this up. Go on.
Geno Smith won the award for most dead eyes. I worry about that guy. Like he's just glassy. He's just glassy up here. And when they talk about his
I could
his
go
fiery,
somewhere, but I really don't want to sound really bad.
Glassy. Look, that was a game.
I mean, the Cosby Show comes to mind. That's okay, right?
I liked A Different World better.
Brian, is Cosby Show okay with that? Brian says it's okay.
Brian says everything's okay. So I guess the main issue being
it was the love affair. Remember the little kid that loved? Was it Trudy?
No, it wasn't Trudy. It was not Trudy. It was the little one, the one that could dance.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it was Raven.
Oh yeah, Raven Simone.
Yeah, she came out of the closet. Everything's fine now.
Good.
I hope she came out of the closet. I could be wrong.
She's not gay. She just likes to eat pound cake, and it's fine. No, so the thing was that Geno Smith looked okay. There wasn't a ton of offense for the Jets. Their defense, first couple series looked fantastic. Then kind of digressed, and then kind of got back in the game. We're getting some good pressure, decent pass coverage. Have to be excited about that. If they're going to win games, it's going to be because their defense keeps it close. And I still don't think they won that game.
I thought the defense was great. I thought the defense was... The front seven is better than it was. No more DeVito. Goodbye. I'm glad we sold off on that one. And,
he did have 9 sacks this week.
I don't care what he had. He played the Jags. And what did we talk about? What did I talk about against how bad the Jags are?
I do want to point that out because
By the way, you are right. Mark Sanchez
how do I know these things?
Beat Houston 24-7, 272 yards in week 1. Who came up with that stat?
I don't know. My brain told me that, and I just said it. And it was painful.
I'm gonna fire whoever came up with that and hand me that.
All right. So yeah, you have come out several times. You've been very public about your feelings about the Jaguars and how they're not good. And
Not
really,
good, league's worst.
you've been the only person that I know of who's been so adamant about this. Most people were saying at the beginning of the season, this is Blaine Gabbert's year. These guys are 14-2. It's a straight shot into New York.
It's a straight shot.
Just bam,
bam, right in the vagina.
Yeah, that's how Blaine Gabbert rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. In that pick'em we're doing, I was inclined.
Pick the Jags, by the way.
I did. Someone's got to, right?
By the way, I was like, what the hell was that? I said, look, the reason why it happened, because if he gets these, I'm like, let's not even talk about the 8.5 Broncos Ravens one that I picked, the Ravens, minus 8.5. That was ridiculous.
No, that was a good
Everything makes me feel like Greg was right the whole time about Vegas. They run the world and they control the world.
When the Jets won that game, my boss at work, my other work, one of my three, he texted me almost immediately and just said,
"The sky's falling."
He just said ha 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 ha, and
what is that?
And then I said I know. That was an incredible way for a game to end.
Right.
And I texted him back that I know someone who's about to lose his job on Monday. And
you?
No. Oh. The guy who just happened to who pushed Geno out of bounds when he was kind of already out of bounds. I said, well, that guy is probably not going to have a job come Monday. And
right.
He pointed out that's okay because that guy gets paid by Vegas. So, long story short, you're right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 0-6 on the road, Bucks. They're just not very good.
They looked bad. Okay. That first series was about as bad as it gets. You get like 92 penalties.
This is what happens when you get a good front seven and a secondary that's pretty good with the Jets. Like, you could say that, like, I think they only allowed like 120-something yards in the second half, 3 points. But I felt like they're better than what people gave them. I mean, like, everybody wants to shit all over the Jets. It's a circus there. No, it's circus is the damn media, and it's ridiculous. Not media in general, just New York City media.
I think that now that the season started and there's actual football and there's stories and stuff like that, like all that stopped. Like I thought the same thing. Like I got up early the next day. I was like, man, I can't wait to read the crap that they're about to throw around about the Jets. But it was just like, yeah, the Jets played this game and it ended this way, and that was pretty crazy.
And then
this other,
I'm like, look, dude, cut it any way you want. That's going to get called because who set the tone in that game? Goldson. He was hammering people, and they're like, what the hell? I mean, they're going to call that. He set the precedence, so whenever it happened, that's why. You can argue back and forth whether it should have been called or should not have been called. The whole game was set, the tone was set when Goldson's knocking Curly out of the game.
Yeah, he's like headshots. He's killing Jets like every other series. He's like, guess what, Jeff Cumberland? You don't need to read, and it's just like bam, and he's dead. And then they have,
that's the knock of him though. Yeah, he can hit great, but the dude can't cover to save his life. And I can understand when you're getting beat all the time how frustrating that is.
Yeah, well, he didn't have to worry about that because he killed everybody. Dead bodies tell no tales, dude. He took care of the secondary. Like he's like, this is all mine. Anyone who comes over here, I will be killing, and you guys just do what you need to. And for the most part, honestly, that kind of worked. Like the Jets didn't have like this big vertical game. They weren't throwing the ball like super far down the field.
No, we had Kellen Winslow.
Star of the game.
He is star of the game. I think it was like 9 targets, caught 8 balls.
Yeah, for like 66 yards or something. Like
great.
Something whatever. It's fine. I'm glad they get a win. Let's not say that Geno Smith is great because he's not yet. Is he better than Mark Sanchez?
Yes.
At least he is on a likability level. And I'll take that.
What he said at the end of this isn't about me. It's about the team. It's great to get the win. How can you not like that? Because, everybody and their mom's trying to get something, some kind of soundbite out of them with the questions, just like Rex Ryan. Even Rex Ryan was completely speechless. Like, I don't think he knew what to say. He did not know what he's just like, we won. I don't even think he felt like he won. I felt like he was like, I don't know what to do.
I won a game. No, it's.
I mean, the thing I like about Gino over Sanchez is, look, we didn't have to worry about too many turnovers.
Now let's talk
in the most crucial spots.
Let's keep talking Jets because everybody loves the New York Jets, and we've proven that again and again,
time and time again, that this is true.
I want you to know that I ordered a jersey this weekend.
Oh, what'd you get, Gino?
Mm-mm.
Who'd you get? Kellen Winslow. Because know that guy's going to be a staple in the organization for a long time.
Long time to come. I got the guy that we're going to ride all the way to the Super Bowl.
Chris Ivory, who had 15 yards?
Mm-mm.
No. Balil Powell.
Mm-mm.
This is some obscure Jet guy. Come on, give it to me.
His first name starts with B, and his last name starts with B. Rady Quinn. I got myself a B. Rady Quinn jersey.
Who we cut, and then re-signed.
Thankfully, because I had already made my order on Friday, and then that news came out, and I was like, no. It's almost like all those people who rushed out and bought Tim Tebow Patriots jerseys.
I feel like I predicted the Brady Quinn signing. I did text you, and I said, I think when is Brady Quinn going to get signed? I knew it was coming. Had a feeling.
It's a good thing, Josh.
If you follow us on Twitter, you knew this already.
Yeah, it was a good thing. It's a thing that I've waited. I'm getting old. Several years for now. The Jets were initially supposed to draft him. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. If we would have waited for Chad Henne or him, we'd probably be in a better situation than we are now.
Definitely be. And when I saw him play at Notre Dame, I said, this is a guy I want on my team. I'm not even being facetious. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm honestly saying, really? I wanted Brady Quinn. That's who I wanted to be a New York Jet.
I wanted Brady Quinn.
And when we didn't get him, I think we got like Revis that year.
I do remember you asking for Brady Quinn.
Yeah. That was the year we needed a Brady Quinn. That was the year when we were like dealing with stuff like Jay Fielder and Fieldley or
that was just not good.
And I liked him, but it was like obviously this guy is not what we need. We need a Brady Quinn. And so before we get too far into the season, I think we've both agreed that Geno Smith is going to win every game that he plays for the New York Jets. But unfortunately,
that can't happen.
He's going to die in Week 4. Just
he's not going to die.
A truck
hits
him.
Unless he plays Ndamukong Suh. And then all of a sudden, when are we going to call spade a spade and Sue a bitch? When is that going to happen?
You can't say that.
I just said it.
You can't call him that.
I'm going to call him that. Call him out, dude. Dude is a bitch. Like, I'm not trying to do it.
You can call him a bitch. You can't call him the other word.
He's a bitch. I mean, I'm sorry, but dude, this crap has gone on. Like, somebody was saying, well, I mean, it wasn't that bad. He's trying to block him. He blew the guy's knee.
Did he kill somebody?
This is terrible. No, he didn't kill somebody. But I mean, the guy just enough's enough, man. He's facing league disciplinary action. That's all I want to spend on that. That's all I want to say. But
Who did
I
he
hate
hurt?
to do that. He hurts the center from the Vikings. Went low on an interception as it was getting returned. No, he died. But I mean, I don't want to be that guy in the podcast, but the dude is enough's enough. Enough's enough. I used to love the guy. I remember when it was, he was going to get that Heisman. He was like the only defensive lineman, the only lineman's dream to ever get a freaking shot at the Heisman. And
like
he's
shot.
Like a legitimate shot. And he comes into the league like this. I don't like that, man. I just don't like it.
Did you like
my opinion?
Did you like the Tom Brady show? Actually, I'm sorry, the Stephen Gronkowski show.
I thought Buffalo should have won that game.
They should have. I couldn't believe how not bad EJ Manuel looked.
Not bad. That's right.
Not good, just not bad.
I mean, I felt like you just copy paste last year's offense, and that's what you get, but with a better quarterback.
Yeah,
It's still good, and they should have beat them. It's still Stevie Johnson. It's still Scott Chandler, and there's still a timeshare between Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller. It's the same thing, but I wish they would have won. They got a better defense. Put it that way. So that game, let's just talk about it. New England's lack of anything. You know who won that game? Tom Brady won that game.
no, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. He didn't win that game.
He put the team on his back, got him down there in field goal position.
That's weird because I could have sworn that was the kicker. I could have sworn it was the kicker. I think the kicker had like 55 points. Like it was reserved. Is incredible. It's incredible.
He is incredible.
You're right because I just looked it up. Brian just handed me my own stat sheet. It says that Tom Brady kicked 5 field goals.
Oh, he did.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
But Tom
Let's
Brady.
all like it's nice to be a fan at this point of the hated or the rival of this. We knew it was coming. Their team's obliterated. They let Wes Welker go. I mean, their defense, when have they had a defense? And it's just a matter of time before somebody exploits what is the obvious for New England.
Julia Edelman.
You know what a great game, Mike, was? The San Francisco Green Bay game. Did you happen to catch that game? Back and forth, slugged it out. Colin Kaepernick impressed the shit out of me.
Don't say those things.
Yes, I want to say those things because Green Bay gave him the only thing. They weren't going to let him run, and Green Bay just said, look, you're going to have to beat us with his arm, and him and Anquan Bolden beat the Green Bay Packers with his arm and then hands and catch. It was amazingly good. But it was back and forth, and then Clay Matthews decided to go Superman and tackle him out of bounds. And I mean, why do they do that? What? It's just simple to not do. It's just the guy's running out of bounds. You just don't touch him. How hard is it to just keep that inside and not do that and cost your team, well, I don't know, the game?
Well, since we saw it like 3 times this week, it's incredibly hard.
Mike, this has got to be the sloppiest I've ever seen the NFL Week 1. How many safeties? That has got to be a record. There was one tonight by the great Hail to the Redskins, and I will always call them that. And not that I'm a Redskins fan, by the way, but it's just a point. There was safety there. There was a safety in the Jets-Bucks game. I mean, how many safeties were there? It's ridiculous.
Safety
and it was
in the
Jags
game and the Steelers game.
And in the Steelers game. Is that not a record, Brian?
It's incredible.
Brian, is that not a record, Brian?
He's not paying attention.
He's not.
He's on his phone again.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter. Whether that's not a record or not, it's been the sloppiest. Like, what was that in the Pittsburgh Titans game? The guy comes out of the end zone. Oh, let me go backwards. What the hell was that? What are you doing? It's like they didn't. It's like we didn't play preseason football for the last month and a half, or we didn't do anything at camp. We just showed up today.
People were kind of making fun of the Patriots today and their general woes.
Deservedly so.
But what I enjoyed was
Amendola's groin, Vereen's wrist.
Not injured. He's just sensitive. He's not injury prone. He's just sensitive.
Dude, that groin. Apparently, it's called soft tissue. I don't want no part of that. No soft tissue.
Well, I think the silver lining for me, or maybe it was
one.
Maybe it was a black and gold lining. It was that the Pittsburgh Steelers were all terribly hurt this Sunday, and hearts go out. Hearts go out.
You really hate the Steelers. If there's one team that you really, I don't. Yeah, I agree. I don't think you like any of the Steelers. In no part of that.
No, there's like two reasons to that. There's a former #1 Jets draft pick who went there, changed systems, and suddenly became the best football player who's ever played football. And at the same time, there's literally all of my friends and family. I just want to say, I hope you had a wonderful Sunday. I hope you enjoyed watching your team lose. I hope you have a great season of that. Don't ask me why there are so many people in my life that are Steelers fans. It makes no sense. You're not good fans. You just picked a team that was good, and you said, I love them. And that's not good enough. You have to pick a team that sucks, like the Jets. That's how you become my friend. Until then, I'll be laughing.
Like Mike and it's funny as we've both come to this conclusion. You have to put in your dues as a fan of shit.
Mm-hmm. You
just can't jump on board and say you're a fan of a team. You have to put in dues.
Mm-hmm. If you like the Patriots and you really want to sell me on like, oh, I've always liked the Patriots. I liked them before the Super Bowls. Well, then you need to be able to name at least 19 players on their team. 19. If you can name 19, I'll shut up. I'll just go, okay, you're fine.
He knows his team.
He knows his team.
I think it should be 19 players from the 86 squad.
I'll settle for 19 players today.
I want 19 players from the 85 squad too, as well. The ones that that were the last part of goodness.
Yeah, you have to sell me on that. You can't just be like,
you can't just be like, 19.
Really like the Ravens. They're just
oh man, I was a Cleveland Browns fan, and then they moved to, they moved. And so I just stuck with the Ravens.
I just kind of had to find a new team, and like the Buccaneers were in the Super Bowl that year, and we were like, whoa, Keyshawn Johnson had 101 receptions with 1 touchdown, and I was like, that's my team. And then like the next year, the Broncos were pretty good. Like I hate those people. I hate them. I hate the people who run out to Walmart every Super Bowl and like, let me buy a hat. Like, you're not my friend.
That terrible, like it's always some Southwestern themed hat. What is that? It's like XXXL Southwestern theme. There's a cactus in there for no damn reason.
It's like a Tostitos hat. Like no one's sure why.
Yeah, it's like those any college team that they went to their bowl game. Like those. The shelf life of those hats and shirts are really bad. Really depending whether or not they won that game, because they do print up shirts of just the bowl game, whether or not they won or lose. It don't matter. We got there. There.
My Idaho Vandals humanitarian bowl hat that I finally had to throw away. My dad got it for me. I loved it in principle, but it always looked like it was a Milky Way ad just on the side of my head. It was like Roadie's truck stop. Like,
that reminds me of when the Wyoming Cowboys went to the Las Vegas Bowl. Terrible.
Had to go there.
The naked cowboy. We'll get to that. I like making you hold out, and we'll get to that in a minute. What'd you think about the Raiders almost upsetting the Colts? Surprisingly good? I mean, because to me it sets it up that everybody was banging on the Jets, everybody's banging on the Raiders, and here's the Jags that everybody forgot about how shitty they were. But the point is, I just want to say there's a huge difference between that bad and our bad.
Well, to be fair to the Colts,
because we're bad.
There was a point in my head when I was doing the fantasy draft. I said, I can get Andrew Luck, or I can get Colby Fleener. I can get either of these guys. Both these guys are available. It was like my second to last pick, so please don't judge.
Yeah.
But it was
Andrew Luck's around at second to last pick. We're winning.
I was thinking that I went to go click on him, and I was like, probably shouldn't do that. Sophomore in the NFL for a quarterback is the hardest season. I don't have any stats to prove that, but look it up. Do the work for me. Sell me on my own stat, because
what's your stat?
My stat is that quarterbacks, their second year, coming off a reasonably successful season, suck. They just suck. They're not good. And Andrew Luck, I think he's still a good quarterback, but a lot of these guys, they come in as rookies. There's not a lot of tape on them. They're in a brand new system. If they do well, that's fantastic. But the next season, there's a lot of tape on them, and the league adapts and it changes and it catches up with you. how did RG3 do tonight? Did he do pretty well?
How do you think he came out? I mean, let's just put it this way. I'm not going to say he was bad, but I'm just going to say he looked like a guy that didn't play any preseason games.
Mm.
And he didn't pick up, and he didn't play with the ones, and he didn't practice. It just feels like that's what it was. And it's not, I mean, I can sit here and nitpick with you, like, okay, he didn't step in his throw and blah 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 blah, right? You know what I mean? I can sit there and nitpick, but at the end they're in the game. You know what I mean? At the end, they're there. So how they got there, it doesn't really matter a whole bunch. I mean, it's 33-27. He came away with 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So, I mean, you could sit here and say it's a tale of two halves, like I always tell people. The game of football is always 2 games within one, the first half and the second half. It's all about that halftime adjustments. So Robert Griffin looked sloppy as shit at the beginning of that, first half. But, it just feels like, he's got to get his bearing and get back in it. I mean, he's rusty. I mean, that's probably to be expected.
Well, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard to step into your throws. It's hard to be incredibly mobile when you've got Dr. James Andrews like cupping your balls through the entire game. And
he is the team doctor. I just want to say that he is the team doctor.
No, no, it's too much. Like clearly he doesn't
is
think
on the Skins payroll.
Yeah, but isn't he on like everybody's payroll? Isn't
Probably.
he the guy who does all the surgeries for everybody?
I don't know how that works out, but you're right. He does. He's looking at Mark Sanchez's shoulder.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Look at it. Do what you want with it.
Do with it. Make sure we could. I mean, can we cut him? Is that legal?
Yeah, we can cut him, and we'll be owing him $9.8 million or something.
Oh yeah, we're still screwed.
Yeah, we're still screwed on that. Let's go ahead and let's jump into college before my house catches on fire. And the studio.
I was excited about this. I was excited about this college, mainly for the fact that there was some interesting games. Name one off the rip that you enjoyed.
I'll tell you what, I'm a sucker for pain. I enjoy other people's sufferings.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see it myself, but sure did enjoy reading about it. The Texas BYU game. That's a goodbye, Manny Diaz.
Okay, time out. Like that's the problem.
Well, yeah, the
Manny
problem is,
Diaz was the problem to Texas, right?
No. The problem is that Mac Brown's not a good coach. Mac Brown is a good car salesman. Mac Brown is a great recruiter. But somehow, either we're being lied to, and the people he's recruiting aren't any good.
Well, there was quarterbacks names that I've heard that wanted to go to Texas, and let me get this straight. Mac Brown didn't offer. Johnny Manziel was one, I believe, and the other was that nice Florida State kid who jumps in there and looks phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got David Ash, man. I don't know what you want.
That's really good. You got Colt McCoy's bro.
Yeah, dude.
I guess James Harrison's hit was so hard to Colt McCoy that it affected somebody else.
It killed his brother.
He killed Case.
killed both McCoys.
But by the way, it's already bad that he has a dumb first name, Case. What the hell is that? Anyway,
murder. Well, rape was the case.
Rape was the bite.
Oops.
Mike, we can't make jokes about rape.
I just did. If you're a Texas fan, it was a hard Monday. Look, it's been a hard couple years if you're a Texas fan.
Right.
They're already fearful of the OU game. I told them, hold up, don't be too scared because that OU team doesn't look that good. But with these two teams, they don't look very good together. So
I will say that OU's defense is probably something to worry about. Pretty good defense. But really bad on offense.
Yeah, Texas refuses to do anything about the run. Like, just no. Like, not doing that. Like, they're just going to keep running at us, and I'm going to keep running nickel. I like nickel. That gives me 3 corners, and I like 3 corners. So it was absurd. Good for Texas losing at BYU. Good for BYU winning at beating an actual team.
Yeah.
Go Independence. But I think
ACC for beating Florida.
Before we get into that game, I want to quickly recap the entire Washington State USC game. I'm going to try to do it in under 9 words.
Oh, that was so great! That was such a great game. I stayed up till 2 a.m. to watch it.
Washington State scored a touchdown defensively, and there was a field goal. I think that's too many words, but and that was that game. And then
What's
USC.
Crazy is they scored defensively, and their head coach is who? The Pirate. He walked in and he stabbed that Trojan in the back.
It's like,
the Pirate, Mike Leach, came in there, stabbed him in the back. Like, give me that win, Lane Kiffin. You're out of here.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, when your quarterback throws 2 picks and you still win, you're pretty. USC's that bad. Well, what is going on?
I'm worried for the safety of the country. I'm worried. Yeah. I'm worried for our children. I'm worried for our children's children. Everybody. It's been proven over the last few years that Lane Kiffin does nothing but fail up. What's up after USC? I can't help but think that he's going to be president of the United States, and I'm not ready for that.
He'll only fail up. You're right. He'll only get fired to go up.
It's incredible. He's incredible. He's incredibly awful, and he keeps getting better jobs. I want to be that guy. I want someone to pay me to be bad. There's like, just come run my program into the ground. Could you do that? Like,
I'm telling you, Idaho's next.
Oh, good, great.
He's failing up.
They're going to dissolve the team. They're going to be like, you know what? We've been thinking about this thing. We've been a university since 1892. Not really cracked up to be that. I think we're going to be a Kmart. Thanks, Lane Kiffin. It's fucking stupid. Like, how does this guy get these jobs? Like,
I don't know.
He even fired his dad or something. No,
his dad was like, "Fuck this. I'm going pros.
I'm going back to Dallas.
I'm going to Dallas, installing in Tampa 2 with actual athletes instead of these freaks you're trying to recruit here." Like, how did USC fall off that bad? How did it get there?
I got 2 words for you. Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin did it. It's all him.
He did it, though. He did it.
What would Lane Kiffin do? He would run it into the ground.
He would fail.
That's all he does.
Man, that was a bad game. Marquise Lee was like, "Man, I came back for this shit."
Good thing I took out that $10 million insurance on myself.
Woohoo!
A fun clause in that insurance is if he doesn't get drafted within like a certain like round percentage or whatever, he gets paid a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Man, maybe that man's a genius. Maybe he's like, you know what I want to do? I want to do ballroom dancing. I want to drink a lot. I want to go to Hawaii. I just want to fuck girls, and I want to make money doing it, but not actually make money until I go pro.
You know what's funny about Texas fans, like Oklahoma fans? Always, I understand, but you want to bang on, the Texas people. But I just want to say you were this close. You were this close from getting Mac Brown as your head coach, and you, ladies and gentlemen, would have the Sooners as just as bad a situation. You were this close.
I heard something today.
What's that?
I didn't respond to it. I wanted to, but I'm an idiot when it comes to college football.
I don't know anything.
And a Texas fan said to me, if Texas had Bob Stoops, they would have won 5 national championships by now.
5. I like how they threw that number out there.
Like 5. And I was like, well. And I just walked away because I was thinking that, like, OU and Texas are, don't say it, but for a lot of reasons, are a lot alike. Good schools, good programs, good recruits, year after year after year, competitive, bowl games, whatever. And I don't think that Bob Stoops has five national champions.
No, he has 1. But a lot of Big 12 championships. If it wasn't, let's just put it, if it wasn't for Vince Young,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mac Brown was on the verge of getting fired anyway, and then in comes Vince Young. It changes things for 2 years.
It
And
did.
then Colt McCoy came. It was like this weird limbo. But
Well,
ever
and
since then, it was not very good.
I would like to say that Colt McCoy was a terrible quarterback. I'd also like to say that. It's not revisionist history. That's the truth. If you have 5 wide receivers who run 8 yards and then turn around, and that's the same throw you make every play, you're not a good quarterback. That's like me being good at NCAA. You know what works really well? There's this one play in the strong formation where it's play action, and the tight end goes like this, and there's a wide receiver that goes like this. I can run that all day, every day, because no one covers it. It's the exact same thing. Mac Brown did that with Colt McCoy. Like, he was just like, I found this play at NCAA that works.
The now famous in the NFL, the run read option. The read option. Everybody's talking about that.
I want all of you guys to run 8 yards and then just curl back. Just curl back. No one can cover it. No one can cover it. And it was
3
just
wide spider.
Curl. Yeah, okay. So let's get to the game that everybody wants to talk about, college football.
We're talking about Wyoming and Idaho?
You're going to have to start talking about it because I'm afraid to.
Well, Bo, Brad, Brett, Smith. Yeah, you no respect. No respect to the winner of that game. Dominic Ruffin, get used to that. Woo-hoo.
I'll tell you. Oh, I guess I just realized this is Akey's army. Petrino's army.
He was kind of upset.
Representing. Why was he upset?
He just looked like he was mad.
I think what happened was that a lot of coaches come to Idaho, right? They think that it's a chance to start over. It's a chance to launch their careers. And then they get there and they realize that they've stepped in a pile of shit. They've literally it's like they're ankle deep in it. And it engulfs you until you either die or you leave. It's someone pulls you out, takes you to a different college. I think Petrino who's come in there, I was watching this game, and they basically just said, well, we talked to the Wyoming Cowboys. Their coaching staff just watched a lot of Arkansas tape. And that's pretty much what we've seen here today. Just lots of Arkansas stuff. And it's one thing when you're Arkansas and you're running Arkansas plays. It's another thing when you're Idaho and you're running Arkansas plays. And you don't have the personnel.
No. You guys just decided to not change the system to fit the personnel. You just said, I'm throwing a system in there, and we're going to run it no matter what.
Well, if you give us 3 to 5 years to go ahead and recruit, to build to that system, to get as many JUCO players as we could possibly bring in for a semester at a time, you give us 5 or 6 years, and I bet we'll win 4 games. I put it out there.
Watch out now.
I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna say 4 games. I think I got a little bit of response from last week, particularly from my parents and my loved ones, asking me not to kill myself over the Idaho Vandals.
No, don't do that.
This week it was weird because last week was so painful. It really was painful. Tears in my eyes, every possession.
Why was it painful?
I don't know. It was awful. It was like finding out that your football team has cancer. and no, but this week was more of an acceptance for me, where I was just like, this is my team. This is the team I expected.
I think you did this shit last year, and you did it the year before, and you did it the year before that. Where you get to a point where you had hope, and then it just crashed and burned by week 2. Yeah, that's what I think is going on right now.
Well, this week they will be playing my natural rival in Northern Illinois, so that should be interesting.
So it should get back to normal for you, like at least 1 win. You just need 1 win, right?
Yeah, if they beat Northern Illinois, that's as good as beating Boise for me. I was tried to go to Northern Illinois to try to play football. They pretty much told me to go F myself.
Go.
And I said, fine, I'll go to Idaho. And they said, yay. And it
Yeah.
was great.
Yay.
So anytime we pack up our bags or invite the Red Wolves over to beat us senseless, I enjoy it. I enjoy the idea of winning that game.
Mm-hmm. So
question
I
for
won't
you.
rub it in too much, though.
Yeah, don't rub it in. Brent Smith is a dick, like you pointed out. But
It's not Brent. It's Brett.
Brady Bob Brett is a dick.
Oh, Derek.
Like you pointed out.
Yeah.
Why are they called like Blue Powder River Buck, whatever?
Why?
Hmm.
It's the stream that goes through there, and you let her buck when you're on the Bronco.
I don't know what that means.
Means Powder River, let her buck.
They
Dude,
look
it's fucking stupid. It's
They look like
it was really big when Joe Glenn was there. They really beat the shit out of that.
well, they look like chocolate bananas.
I hate, dude. If one observation, I'm tired of the flat painted everything. It's so stupid. It's cool when one or two teams do it. You're like, oh, that's different. You know what I mean? But it's just not. It's not working. It's not working. Right?
I like it. I like the flat black. I think it's
No, no. You don't like the flat black. Stop it.
I liked it. I didn't like I never liked the chocolate banana.
Like I look okay, the chocolate bananas for Wyoming's terrible, and they don't spell out the name Wyoming. I don't know why they don't just keep it Wyo. I don't know why they don't just keep it, the way they had it. But I guess when you bring in some new people, that's just the way it goes. You understand? That's the way it goes. And these kids recruits today, they just for some weird reason, it's all they care about is the way it looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's this internet generation. I don't get them. I don't like them.
The YouTube money.
Yeah. These dollars and cents, they just keep rolling in, but I still don't like it. It's blood money.
It really is. So looking forward to the weeks to come. Anything exciting? Like the Alabama A&M game?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Josh. There's a lot of people who were excited. They were excited about Johnny Manziel losing the first game of the season.
They probably are because Bama was off this week, right?
Yeah, I will tell you what.
So when they get to prepare for a game, they're pretty hard to beat.
A&M's not gonna lose this game.
I don't know why you think that.
They are not going to lose this game.
That is insane to even suggest that they're not going to lose.
They're not going to lose this game, and I don't want it to happen. I don't want that to happen. This week, I'm actually going to be rooting for A&M so that they will lose, because everyone I root for loses.
Yeah, this is true. I think it should happen.
I'm going to go try to get to my nearest Walmart and see if I can dig up the finest A&M shirt.
How can you get that in Austin? You can't get that.
I'm going to look extra hard. I
think you would get burned out. I think they'd stone you.
If I can get UT San Antonio gear in Austin, you better believe I can find some A&M shit.
Oh boy, I tell you what, they were real excited to get as many points as they did against Oklahoma State. Boy, were they excited, even though the game was completely out of hand and it was nowhere near close. They were extremely excited to just score, and it was very nice. And I like their. I was humbled by their sportsmanship.
I was happy to see the sportsmanship the Oklahoma State showed. They let the fighting Larry Cokers. You know that play.
We don't really like them, right? That's
No.
the team we don't like.
Yeah, we don't like them, but it was sweet to see. You see it a lot, like in high school, where they let the kid who's not gonna play a lot. Let's just say that, not gonna play a lot, and you'll see the defense just kind of go,
play very well.
oh, we can't tackle him, and you saw that. You saw it.
Laugh at you.
You saw it 5 times. It was the sweetest thing that the Cowboys could have done for those mighty Larry Coker, those road runners out there. Really good sportsmanship. Nice to see. I hope that the accusations are wrong. I hope that they don't completely shut down the University of Oklahoma State.
Which could totally happen.
Yeah, pay for play is kind of a deal unless your name is Johnny Manziel. You can kill a man and be Johnny Manziel, and it's okay. It's half a game. It's half
Yeah,
a game.
half a game.
Half a game. Before we go, I do want to say a quick shout out to our boy Aaron Hernandez. We will be
He's our
at. Well, when one of the Pouncey brothers went down this week, he sent us his hat. He sent us his free Hernandez hat.
that.
So
Oh hell! How the hell
we'll
did that
be
happen?
we'll be at Lakeline Mall this weekend, taking pictures with the crowd, trying to raise money for childhood obesity. I don't know, for Aaron Hernandez, for Tom Brady. I don't. It doesn't
really
matter.
trolling out of control.
It doesn't matter.
It's okay.
All right.
All right.
Play us out before the studio catches on fire.
I don't even know how to do that anymore. We're gonna have to fix that. Brian,
Oh yeah, we need to do that.
don't do that. Don't do that. I don't even know where the hell this thing is. They took it away. They took it away from me. You had a lot of clothes on. No wonder you were so damn hot.
No, this studio so hot. You gotta turn the button off.